Are you fucking kidding me? They delayed the vote on the SOPA bill to February? Okay, I'm sorry. That seriously pissed me off. It's like this. This whole month, for those of you who are kind of confused, I'm making this video in relation to the SOPA bill, the Stop Online Piracy Act. And it's, I guess you could say, evil twin sister bill, the PIPA Act, Protect IP Act. And they were supposed to vote on this thing today. They were supposed to decide whether or not they were actually going to pass this thing. And then, all of a sudden, just because all of the opposition from all of these websites that are shutting down becomes way too intense, Lamar Smith and all these other political cocksuckers in the fucking White House decide to delay the bill all the way to February. So, you're meaning to tell me that all of these websites, Wikipedia, Reddit, Mozilla Firefox, all these websites just basically went black, went dark for nothing. They just completely shut each other down, and all my friends decided to not even look at their fucking computers for a whole day just for this bill to get delayed. That's quite a tease, if you ask me. One thing that probably would have made it even more awesome is if I figured out that this thing would get voted negative today, the day right before my freaking birthday. That would have been even more awesome. And for those of you who don't exactly know what the point of this whole blackout thing was, the original purpose of this huge internet blackout would be to cause people to panic and and ask everybody around why there is such a massive internet blackout going on. And also, it's also showing people that it also could show the news and let them know actually all about SOPA, because believe it or not, a lot of the news stations out there know nothing about SOPA or PIPA. They're completely oblivious because the government is not fucking telling them anything. And since a whole lot of people watch the news, that means a whole lot of people don't know a damn thing about SOPA or PIPA. So it was a great plan that probably would have worked. And it's going to be a pretty hard freaking time being able to arrange this whole thing again in whatever day that is in February when they finally decide to vote on this fucking bill. And also, let me ask this. When it actually gets to February, what's going to happen then, huh? What's going to happen then? Are you going to delay it again and again and again until in fucking January 2013? We're still going to be debating on this fucking thing? Are all the politicians in the White House going to have the patience to have to deal with this thing for such a long-ass time? I don't think so. You know, it really disgusts me just, I realize that there are a lot of people taking a stand and taking an opposition to these two malicious pieces of government legislation. These two supposed laws that are being developed and infected into the halls of the White House. It really sickens me just how many organizations there are that are still in support of these bills. For example, I saw a video by on Screw Attack by all these different guys that run all these different that run all these different video game magazines, and they said that the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association, you know, the people, you know, for those of you who don't know, they're the people in charge of E3, you know, the big, ginormous game convention that takes place every year. They're in support of SOPA. Now, let me get this straight. You guys are in support of something that, if it passes, it will cripple... No. Cripple's too small. It will crucify the entire game industry forever. For one simple reason, that if you censor the internet, which is about 95% of the internet is how people nowadays become aware of certain video games, that it does not matter how much you advertise a video game. If people can't see the advertisement, they can't go out and buy the game. And especially when a lot of video game review sites, such as Game Trailers, Destructoid, GameSpot, what have you, when these people are they don't even have the ability to post reviews of these games because this Protect Online Piracy Act is active and it's not letting them post reviews of video games which are copyrighted content and put them on the actual pages, and people won't be aware of these games, they won't be aware of the reviews, and they won't have the incentive to go out and buy those games. And thus, the video game industry is going to take a gigantic steel-toed boot right to the fucking gonads, right to the nutsack. And once it falls down to the ground, I don't think it'll ever find a way to get back up. This is retarded. This is unacceptable. This is fucking America. Just like it says in the fucking song, Land of the Free, Home of the Brave. Free my fucking ass. It's disgusting just how much, why they're even debating this fucking thing for this long in the first place. This is an obvious red flag that it could signal the oncoming initiation of a communist, totalitarian-esque government, where the government is in control of everything. No capitalism, no democracy, none of that. It's just like I said a few months ago when I did my, well, hell, at the very last year. Yeah, it was last year, I remember. At the beginning of 2011, when they re-released the book Huckleberry Finn, but they censored out the N-word because apparently the N-word it was, you know, considered too offensive, and they wanted to try to censor the word to make it more socially and morally acceptable for people to read. And I just wonder if people are changing that, then how much more changes are there going to be made? How much more will the government and organizations try to grab hold of everything we hold dear and try to control it? What's to prevent all of these bigwigs, all these tycoons, these CEOs of all these corporations from taking all of the elements of our free lives and grasping them, putting strings on them like puppets, so to speak? What's to stop that from happening? You know, what's to stop any of this from happening? Well, I'll tell you what's to stop it. It's us. We are the last line of defense. We are the people who will not stand for anything like this where the government tries to corrupt or undermine our freedom and our rights that were given to us by the founding fucking fathers in 1776 when they signed the goddamn Declaration of Independence. More and more I see more violations of all of our sacred amendments. You know, it's just like what a good friend of mine says, that the whole idea of this bill and the whole concept behind it is like a knife ready to plunge into the heart of George Orwell's 1984. So let's just imagine like a scenario right here, okay? Let's imagine a scenario if this passes, if the government realizes they can get away with passing this thing, this is a bill which allows them to control a certain asset of society, which is the internet. What's to stop them from making a bill that will allow them to control everything else? From the way we dress, to the way we look, to the way, to the way our education is given to us, what type of information that we'll get a hold of. Hell, we may even not be able to use the internet. Maybe only be used by the government themselves. It may be limited to what may happen to us, the free people. I use free in air quotes. They have something exactly like SOPA in China. But here's the difference. China, that's China. China is a communism. It's a communist government. We are not a communist government. We are not a fucking communist government. And this bill, if this bill passes, it's basically the government saying, hey, we can do whatever, the people couldn't do anything like this. Let's just completely take the Bill of Rights. Let's take the Bill of Rights. Let's drop our pants and let's just dump all over it. Because that shit doesn't matter anymore. Because we're a bunch of old cynical fuckers, and we don't believe in freedom anymore. We believe that the youth have gotten way too out of control. We believe that the kids today are way too violent, and they're way too rebellious, and we need to find a way to alter their behavior once and for all. So we'll propose a whole bunch of other crazy ass ideas to make our country even less free than it already is. Now, all of you who are watching right now, you may be thinking that I am really taking this way too far. And if you want to believe that, go right ahead. I really don't give a shit. But you can't deny that this is a bill that totally goes against, like, the first two amendments on the fucking Bill of Rights. You can't deny that. And they already passed a bill where they can arrest someone for no good reason just because if the government thinks that you're a terrorist, they can arrest you and they can lock you away in 5 years. They can lock you away for 5 years and without even giving you access to a free trial. It's like, they're all like, writ of habeas corpus? What the fuck is that? And this whole SOPA PIPA bullshit comes up, and it's like, it's actually kind of scaring me, and I can't stand it anymore. I need to do something. I already made a video in the past talking about SOPA providing a link down to sign against it, but you know what? All those times, I've sent 4 letters to my local congressman, and I've signed like 10 different fucking petitions, and I still don't feel like it's enough. So you know what? I'm making another video. Another one. I don't care. I'll do whatever it takes until I feel satisfied that I've done my part to stand up against this abomination. So I'm about to end the video here. I'm going to provide a different link down there that I need you to follow. We need to preserve our Uncle Sam. We need to keep America about the people. We need to preserve our freedom. We need to fight for it. When the people in charge have obviously forgotten the very definition of the word freedom, then it's up to us, the people who have a vote and a say in the matter, to come in and remind them just what freedom actually means. So, with that, I'm going to sign off. And be sure to follow the link down there. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it informative. Goodbye.